Welcome to all. In this video we will see mechanism of transcription. The process of genetic information present in a DNA strand is copied into a new RNA molecule is called as transcription. In transcription, one strand of DNA double helix is used as a template to synthesize mRNA mediated by the enzyme called RNA polymerase, and this strand is called template strand. The template strand, also known as antisense strand or non-coding strand, it exists 3' to 5' direction. The strand complementary to antisense strand is called as non-template strand, sense strand or coding strand, and is not transcribed generally, and it exists in 5' to 3' direction. The transcription occurs in both prokaryotes and eukaryote system, and there are three kinds of RNA are synthesized by this process. They are namely mRNA or messenger RNA, rRNA or ribosomal RNA. The transcription features of DNA. The transcription structures are the same in prokaryotes and eukaryotes with some variations such as the sequence of promoter and place of promoter, etc. In bacteria or prokaryotes, promoter contains two short sequence of bases which locates before the transcription initiation site. The term upstream refers to a position on a DNA in a direction opposite to the direction of transcription. Another term called downstream lies in the same direction as the transcription. The numbers with plus and minus signs are used to designate the upstream and downstream symbols. So in this picture, this place the triangle shows the transcription start site. So after this the sequence are called downstream sequence, and the number of base pair of for a specific nucleotide is mentioned with plus symbol followed by the number. Similarly, before the transcription start site, the symbol minus is used to designate the any specific nucleotide and its position in the strand. And usually promoters are present in the minus symbol region, that means the upstream region, and transcription or mRNA transcript sequences are present in the downstream sequence region. And a segment of DNA that is transcribed to produce the RNA molecule is called a transcription unit. So in continuation, the mechanism of transcription. The transcription is catalyzed by the enzyme called RNA polymerase, and the transcription requires a template double-stranded DNA and singlet ribonucleotide triphosphates, generally called as RNTPs or ribonucleotide triphosphates. It means it refers any one of the ribonucleotide phosphate like RATP, RUTP, RCTP or RGTP. So here rough example of one nucleotide. So this one is nitrogen base and this is the pentose sugar. In pentose sugar the carbon bases are numbered. So this is first carbon, second carbon, third carbon, and this is fifth carbon. So usually the phosphate molecules present in the fifth carbon. The two phosphate molecules present in the fifth carbon are removed from the RNTPs and it is covalently joined to the phosphate 3' phosphate molecules present in the existing RNA strand through phosphodiester bond. The transcription generally occurs through three-step process. One is called initiation, elongation and termination of the RNA molecules. So genes tend to be clustered in coordinatedly regulated groups called cooperants. This mechanism generally exists in all the prokaryotes, and two or more genes are transcribed together on a single transcript in case of prokaryotes using the operand consort mechanisms, and each protein within the cluster is translated separately. In prokaryotes, the single RNA polymerase has a holoenzyme of 2 alpha subunit, beta subunit and beta 1 subunit and 1 sigma subunit. Altogether have the molecular weight of approximately 408 kilodalton size. The alpha subunits plays major role in the assembling of the tetrameric core of alpha to beta beta dash. The beta subunit have the ribonucleotide triphosphate binding site and beta dash unit containing the DNA template binding site. Another factor called sigma factor protein involves in the initiation of transcription, and generally after the initiation and addition of few nucleotide bases it will be released out. Then chain elongation process is carried out the alpha to beta beta dash. So here two yellows are alpha proteins and beta beta dash, and another one is sigma factor. So now we will see about the prokaryotic initiation of transcription. The RNA polymerase binds to the DNA molecule at the promoter site. The RNA synthesis takes place within the locally unwound segment region is called restriction bubble. So this region is called restriction bubble. This site is right in front of the gene where transcription will begin. The RNA polymerase enzyme does not copy the promoter into the RNA. The RNA polymerase begins the RNA synthesis at the specific nucleotide sequence called the start signal or the initiation site, which often contains the signature sequence of GTA. In case of RNA, it is CAU. In continuation of initiation, the binding of the RNA polymerase holoenzyme to the promoters in the DNA molecule. The localized unwinding of the DNA strands by the RNA polymerase provide a template strand free to the base pair with incoming RNTPs. So that means the RNA polymerase provides the template strand free from the double X and to base pair with the incoming RNTP to the existing RNA chain. The holoenzyme remains bound at the promoter region during the synthesis of the first 8 or 9 bonds. Then the sigma factor is released out and chain elongation is continued without the presence of sigma factor. So here we can see the upstream signatory sequence present in the promoter region of prokaryotes. So one is present in -10 base pair region, another is present at -35 base pair region, and the transcription initiation start site will be present here. So next step in prokaryote transcription is elongation of the RNA chain. So after the release of the sigma factor, the covalent extension of RNA chains takes place within the transcription bubble. Both DNA unwinding and DNA rewinding activities carried out by the polymerase. At the same time, new RNTPs also attached and chain elongation takes place. Next, third stage is termination of RNA chains by the prokaryote. The RNA polymerase encounters a termination signal. In the termination signal, we have two signatory sequences. These sequences are complementary to each other. Once mRNAs comes out, these complementary sequences interact together and form the hairpin-like structure or loop-like structures that leads to termination of the transcription. So first the releasing of the nascent RNA molecules takes place, and immediately the loop or hairpin-like structure will form at the termination signal that leads to stop the transcription. In general, two types of transcription terminators mechanisms are observed in the E. coli. One is termination in the presence of a protein called Rho protein or Rho factor. That process is called Rho dependent terminator, and another one, the termination occurs without the Rho protein, that is called Rho independent termination mechanism. In prokaryotes, the transcription and translation are tightly coupled. So both transcription and translation and degradation of mRNA occur simultaneously in the case of prokaryotes. The translation machineries as well as transcription machineries are present in the protoplast, so they are not separated one from other. The 5' end of the mRNA has been immediately used as a template for polypeptide synthesis and read by the ribosomes in case of prokaryotes. Next, we will see about eukaryotic transcription. The eukaryotic transcription, the gene structure have additional feature called introns. So in addition to promoter, there is a interspersed sequence called introns and exons in the gene sequence region. Only exons having the coding sequence which are going for translation, and intron regions are not going for translation process. Whereas first transcription will produce the primary mRNA that will consisting of both introns and exons, and next this primary mRNA is processed by additional proteins and enzymes, and introns are removed, only exons are form the mature mRNA sequence that will travel from nucleus to cytosol and ribosomes will take the translation mechanism to produce the protein. Now we will see some major unique characteristics of eukaryotes that is differed from prokaryotic system. So in eukaryotes, transcription takes inside the nucleus, and in eukaryotes translation occurs in cytosol, whereas in the prokaryotes there is no nucleus present, and transcription translation both occurs in the protoplasm. And in case of eukaryote, mRNA contains both introns and exons, whereas mostly prokaryotes carrying only coding sequence. There is no intron present in prokaryotes. Only exons are spliced, joined and moved to the cytosol in case of eukaryotes. Unlike one RNA polymerase in prokaryote, eukaryotes contain 3 RNA polymerase. They are named as RNA polymerase 1, 2 and 3. So now we will see the functions of 3 different RNA polymerase present in the eukaryotes. First one is RNA polymerase 1. The main role of RNA polymerase 1 is it involved in the synthesis of ribosomal RNA or rRNA except 5S RNA, and mostly it is present in the nucleolus. And another enzyme RNA polymerase 2, this is a major enzyme, plays major role in synthesizing messenger RNA that is important for the protein synthesis. And the third enzyme is RNA polymerase 3. This is present in the nucleus. It is involving in the synthesis of transfer RNA and 5S rRNA molecules and some small nuclear RNA molecules. Now we will see 3 steps of transcription in eukaryotes. First one is initiation of RNA chains. Eukaryotic polymerase enzymes cannot initiate transcription by themselves. They require the assistance of additional protein factors called transcription factors. Different promoters and associated transcription factors are used by the RNA polymerase 1, 2 and 3. The RNA polymerase 2 requires interaction of several basal transcription factors with the promoter. Transcription factor is denoted as TF followed by polymerase number. It may be 1, 2 or 3. Here it is 2 followed by X. The X is the letter identifying the individual factors. The initiation of transcription involves the formation of locally unwound segment of the DNA. So here we will see some of the example for transcription factors. Here we see the transcription factor associated with RNA polymerase 2. The 3 factors are TF2D, TF2F and TF2H. So TF stands for transcription factor, 2 stands for RNA polymerase 2 associated, and D means the functions of the signatory transcription factors. So TF2D contains Tata box binding protein and several small Tata box binding associated protein interaction sites. TF2F has DNA unwinding activities and release the RNA polymerase from the promoter region so that it can move downstream and mediate the RNA chain elongation. The TF2H phosphorylates RNA polymerase. So generally RNA polymerase 2 requires TF2A, 2B, 2D, 2E, 2F and 2H form the transcription initiation complex in eukaryotes. Next step is elongation of RNA chains in the eukaryotes. The RNA polymerases are released from the initiation complexes, then catalyze the RNA chain elongation by the same way as prokaryotes. And termination, the 3' ends of the RNA transcripts synthesized by the RNA polymerase 2 are produced by a endonucleotide cleavage of the primary transcript. The cleavage occurs at site 11 to 30 base pair downstream from the conserved sequence called AAU and AAA. In addition, other events occurring in the case of eukaryotic RNA synthesis, one is 5' capping with 7-methyl guanosine or 7-mg, and the second one is called 5' capping of 7-methyl guanosine in the triphosphate region, and another one is polyadenylation. This will take place in 3' end, and another process is called RNA editing, and another process is called RNA splicing. So here we can see the mRNA structure of prokaryote and eukaryote. The prokaryote have Just before the transcription site, it have some sequence called ribosome binding sites. It have some signatory nucleotide sequences specifically binds to the ribosomal machinery for translation. In prokaryote, the ribosomal binding site is called Shine-Dalgarno sequences, having the signatory sequence of AGG, AGGU. And prokaryotes having coding for multiple numbers of protein. So here it can code for 5 proteins by single transcription. Whereas in the case of eukaryotes, the 5 prime guanosine primes bindings are there, and it have RNA ribosomal binding site, and it is having only one single exon coding for a single protein, and it have stop signal. So capping 5 prime ends of eukaryotic pre-mRNAs are modified by the addition of 7-methyl guanosine, commonly known as 7-mg caps, added when the growing RNA chains are only about 30 nucleotides long. It performs two functions. One is these 7-mg caps are recognized by the initiation of translation by the ribosomes, and second function is it protects the growing of RNA chains from the degradation by nucleases. And the next process in eukaryote is called polyadenylation. A stretch of AMPs added to up to the length of 200 nucleotides to the 3' end of the transcript is called polyadenylation. This process is catalyzed by the enzyme poly-A polymerase enzyme. This will enhance the stability and play important role in the transportation of mRNA. Another process is called RNA editing. Sometimes genetic information is altered within the mRNA intermediately by two processes, changing the structures of individual bases. Second is inserting or deleting uridine monophosphate residues. This normalization is called as RNA editing. Another process is called RNA splicing. The coding regions called exons interspersed among the non-coding regions called introns. The removal of introns takes place within the nucleus prior to the translocation of the mRNA to the ribosomes is called RNA splicing. Thank you.